Alright, it is Monday, 6:30 AM, and I'm feeling ready for this week. That's what I've said the last 3 weeks, and they've all been losing weeks, but this is the one. This is the one where I'm locking in. I've been locked in every time, to be honest, but we're just learning as we go. So, for those who don't know me, my name's Harry. I'm 16 years old, trying to become a profitable day trader and just show people my journey as I go. And the situation I'm in right now is I just blew a funded account on futures, and this week we're going to be going back to good old Forex, So I haven't given up on futures, but I definitely rushed into futures a bit too quick. With like 2 weeks of experience, I went, right, let's get to a funded account, which was definitely not the move, especially starting a funded account right next to Christmas and even closer to Thanksgiving. Should have probably waited till January time if I was going to start a new funded, but lesson learned. We're going to be in this game for years, decades. So future me now knows for the next 60 years of trading, maybe not that long, 20 years of trading, don't do shit like that. Don't do risky shit so close to Thanksgiving and Christmas. And I'm just going to take it slow with Forex. 1% risk, I've got 10% drawdown. I am a little bit below break even, but one trade will recover me and get me back to break even, to be honest, so I'm nothing to be concerned about. Yeah, I feel like, honestly, MetaTrader, for me, I know some people like TradingView. For me, I found MetaTrader to be my favourite platform to trade on. And so I'm quite excited to be able to use that again with Forex. You US people won't even know what MetaTrader is, most likely, especially if you've started in the last year, 2 years, 6 months, because that shit's banned over there, isn't it? So unlucky. So everyone in the comments, thanks for dropping your advice. Everyone knows, including me, I need to stop taking so many trades this week. So that's the plan. I'm hopefully not even going to be taking a trade every single day. We've got no news today, we've got no news tomorrow, we've got CPI on Wednesday, we've got unemployment on Thursday, and we've got some British news on Friday. So if we're trying to avoid high impact news, I will not be trading Wednesday. I will not be trading probably Thursday, maybe Thursday, but Wednesday will definitely be getting avoided. And my plan is to just trade London sessions, to be honest, but maybe I'll do the occasional New York, but I can lock in better for London session. So, plan is just do London session. First hour and a half of London Open, and yeah. Before we get on to our pre-market analysis, subscribe. We're trying to hit 1,000 subs by the end of the year. We can probably do it still. So, if we're not at 1,000 subs already, subscribe. And join the Discord. Link in the description. Right, time for the pre-market analysis. Okay, so welcome to the pre-market analysis. As I said, we're going to be looking at Forex pairs, so let's get into it. Right, so starting with GJ, the daily. It's in a downtrend, but we did get a sweep of this level, which has sent it up a bit. I mean, I'd say this is in a downtrend, but let's go to the 4 hour. So, to me, just looks like a bit of shitty price action, like consolidation with this for the last, since Wednesday. We've got this fair value gap here, but it looks like it's going to be inversed. Might not be. if it is inversed, then I'll definitely start looking for longs. We've got that sweep of that low, and we've swept this, but I really don't think this is going to actually respect this liquidity. I think if it manages to close, although in 2 hours I probably won't be taking, I won't be taking trades anyway. So, I mean, this looks really bullish to me, but I don't know about GJ. Looks to be in a bit of consolidation. We'll go to the 1 hour. See, now we're on the 1 hour, we've already inversed this gap here, which is showing signs of being bullish, I guess. This high swept, but I mean, it's just going to keep pushing up. So I'm going to be looking for longs, but I don't know, man. I'll look for longs on GJ. Longs invalid at this point. Right, moving on to GU, we'll go on the daily. Daily looks to be, I mean, it's market structure shift. Swept this level back here. There's probably levels further that way, but obviously we're getting sent up. This 4 hour daily fair value gap rejected up. We're going up. However, I might not want to take longs because we do have this 4 hour, daily fair value gap, which we're heading into again. So I think longs still might be good for the meantime. Meanwhile, we had a sweep of these sell side liquidity, and on the 1 hour, we inversed this fair value gap, and we're coming into this one up here. I think longs are probably valid, but I don't know why I would want to enter long when we've got this here. However, this could be swept. I mean, it's got 1 minute to go. I'd preferably like to see a big wick, which probably will not happen in 1 minute and 30 seconds. But there you go. I really don't like any of the trades today. I'll keep looking, but it doesn't look likely I'm going to take a trade because, to be honest, I'm a bit confused with what the fuck to do. We'll see. I'm going to have the patience to not take a trade, though, if I'm just going to be this confused for the next 2 hours. But, yep, 7:59. Market opens in a minute. So, we'll see if we take anything. Okay, so right now I am in school. It is London session now. I'm actually trading a little bit later than I would have liked. I think I ended up taking the trade at 9:30 UK time, but I should really only be trading in the first hour of the session, but can't do much about it now. We'll learn, we'll improve, and yeah, I realised midway through the trade wasn't the most ideal trade to be in, and we'll go over the full thing in detail for the post-market analysis. But basically, as soon as I realised it wasn't a very good trade, de-risked. Ideally, when I realised it wasn't a great trade, I should have just pulled everything out. But that's an improvement, because usually I would have just gone, oh, fuck it, and left it in. And this clip here, this time lapse is from the afternoon for me. Post New York session, or during New York session, I'm just journaling. I had literally just come out a losing trade, which was probably the most painful loss I've ever taken, to be honest. The risk was managed well, it was just ridiculous how tight of a loss it was. Again, we'll go over that in detail for the post-market. But yeah, I'm just journaling right now. With the extra 20 minutes I have. Guys, make sure you're journaling. This is a reminder. Journal everything. This week so far, I'm going really in-depth with my journaling. And, I mean, I hope it gives me results. I'm not half-assing it like I feel like I previously was. So, we'll get to the post-market analysis now. Alright, everyone, that is Monday wrapped up. And we're going to do a post-market analysis. So, obviously, the day hasn't gone how I would have liked it. Super annoying trade. I mean, we got stopped out by literally a pip on the second trade I took. And I know I said I was not going to take more than one trade. However, the first trade we took, we only lost 40 GBP on, so I decided to take another trade because my daily the daily amount I wanted to lose was 100, so I was like, let's take another trade. And honestly, we'll get into it now. It was a really nice trade, but I just made one small fuck up, which cost me the entire thing. But first, let's get into the trade I took London session. So we are not going to be on the charts, we're going to be on the Notion template. If you guys want the Notion template, join the Discord and ask Matthew. Or ask me and I'll ask Matthew. Anyway, here we go. So the daily bias. The daily bias, I know I originally said short. However, I changed my mind to long, and it was for a good reason. I wanted to see this be rebalanced. We were also in an uptrend, and we had gotten a market structure shift, and I should probably specify, we're talking about GBP USD, not JPY. So I wanted to see this get rebalanced. We have started an uptrend, 4 hour. The 4 hour is also in an uptrend. You could call this a market structure shift, but we've already had some displacement upwards anyway. We had a sweep of these sell side lows. However, we had also had a sweep of these buy sides, which invalidated the sell sides. And now, I'm thinking the next place we're going to draw to is up here, because there's two places we could draw to, here or this fair value gap. Now, it's about 50-50 right now on this opening candle. It is, actually scrap that. This candle here that was opening was at 2 o'clock my time. So I'd already taken all my trades by then. So this candle, we hadn't even had this fair value gap yet. It was either going to draw to here or here. And my bias was already bullish. So I thought, well, I think we're going to draw to here. There's also no imbalances to inverse. So it really shouldn't be slowed down. 1 hour. That's where it gets interesting. So we got the sell side taken. But obviously, this buy side gets taken straight after. London Open marked by this dotted line here. And we get huge bullish momentum pre-London. We do inverse this, but that doesn't even matter because once we swept these highs, all longs should have been invalid until we had a new reason. Now, obviously you can see here, we've gone blue. You can see here, we did actually have a new reason, but this was New York session, which we'll get into later. My new reason had to have been A, another liquidity sweep, or B, a retrace into a 1 hour fair value gap. 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. No new reason to enter for the entirety of London. However, just because there's no reason to enter shorts, just because there's no reason to enter longs, doesn't mean we're just going to go short, because the 4 hour and the daily is still telling me we're going up. However, we don't have a new reason to think that, so it's really just up for grabs right now. So that was my issue. There shouldn't have been a trade taken purely because of the fact we had no new reason, being no fair value gap retrace or liquidity sweep. Now, 15 minute. 15 minute, I mean, big displacement. We had this inversed from here. This got inversed. We've gone blue again. We took that because it was an immediate retrace. And that, oh yeah, this dotted line was our previous stop loss, but I realised midway through, like, bro, we need to just get out of here, because midway through I realised, like, this 1 hour doesn't even line up with what I want, so that's one thing I'll take away from that trade that I did positively, is that as soon as I realised, it wasn't one of those times where I go, I'll just let it play out, and it might go to take profit. I was like, no, get out of here now. I still could have pulled out at break even, but we did have a tiny loss. And this is just really repeating everything I said. So, let's move on to the New York AM session trade on GBP USD. Now, daily bias the same, bullish, same screenshot here, same screenshot, bullish. But this is what's different about the 1 hour, which now was like, okay, now we can actually take longs. This is what's different. New York Open here, dotted line. You see this? We wick into this fair value gap. That's instantly a new reason for me to go long. Here we go. We've wicked in. It's not like a big close into it pre-New York. We've wicked into it. And that just looks fucking solid to now take a trade. We also inversed this in the London session. We did inverse this fair value gap here, which is useful as well. Now, 15 minute. I don't know why there's so little on here. The first 15-minute bearish fair value gap. So we got a 15-minute inverse of this fair value gap, which definitely helps. But I did actually use the 5-minute chart for this trade. So as you can see, we have this fair value gap here. Green, green, green. Immediate wick into it. Immediate. Final candles green. That is a very nice fair value gap on the 5-minute. I didn't take my entry off of this, but I was considering it. However, the reason I didn't take my entry off this was because we had the 1-minute. If it'll show. The 1-minute, we had the market structure shift, which we actually didn't have in the 5-minute, but because we had displacement up and an inversed fair value gap, I didn't mind not seeing a market structure shift on the 5-minute or the 15-minute, matter of fact. So we have, this is the 5-minute fair value gap. It is a little bit messy, guys, I know. I understand it. That's all that matters. Green, green, green. However, we do not get an immediate retrace. And I acknowledge that, but I didn't actually go with it. So basically, my rules say if we don't get an immediate retrace, we wait for the second fair value gap to get hit. Obviously, the second fair value gap does end up getting hit. I don't know if you guys can see these wicks, but it does end up getting hit. And I was just a dumbass, and I didn't wait for the second one to get hit. To be fair, I did enter in this 5-minute fair value gap, so that wasn't even the main issue. If I wanted to be super precise and make sure I just got like an extra little bit of profit, yes, I should have waited for this 1-minute, the second 1-minute fair value gap to be hit. But taking the 5-minute fair value gap was a safer option, and that wasn't even the issue. Guys, this isn't a fucking joke. This is actually how much it stopped me out by. I'm a dumbass because I should have acknowledged, even if we're going to take it off the 5-minute fair value gap, even if we were going to, this right here on the 5-minute, I wouldn't place it below this wick. Or sorry, on this wick. Because that risk to reward is dog shit. That's going to give me an awful... I could have, with hindsight, I could have, because we came all the way up to high time frame liquidity, 1 hour, but down here, this should have been on the bottom, this fair value gap here. The stop loss really had to be on the bottom of this wick of the first candle creating the second fair value gap, if that makes sense. You guys can just see the dotted line and tell, fuck, what's going on. Okay. So, I'm just super pissed off I didn't put it where it was supposed to go. Because, I mean, as you guys can see, it fucking went up. This is it. This is the movement that occurred after I'd been stopped out down here. Fuck! Oh. It's okay. I'm locked in on journaling. That made my throat really sore. So, we'll come back better. We'll come back better. Journal. I've just done 40 minutes of journaling before recording this. And I plan to do another 20 minutes, finish off, because probably not 20, like 15 minutes. Just fill out this. So, yeah. No, this is wrong, but just fill out this. And, yeah. That is the end of Monday's video. Hope you guys found it insightful. Hope you guys are enjoying following along my journey, even though it's literally in the gutter right now. And yeah, see you guys tomorrow, hopefully.